Batting third, the shortstop, number 27, senior C.J. Weinstein. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 8, junior Jordan Kerr. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 25, senior Eric Stunek. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 4, senior Hamilton Creeper. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 2, senior Marcus Grease. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 3, senior Gavin Hollow. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 6, senior Trevor Deep. And on the mound for your Lancers, number 13, senior Gary Morris. Now as the ball players prepare to play this wonderful pastime, we lift them up to you, Lord, as you have created and blessed these athletes to strive to be their best.
Gary Morris is on the hill for the Lancers here tonight. And the senior rattled in and ended up giving the Lancers 5 innings and a no decision. Ruby Chase Marlowe playing in right to lead things off. Andre Owens was center fielder.
Batting first for Santa Margarita, right fielder, number 11, Chase Marlowe.
Reaching base once in yesterday's game, ended up going 0 for 3. First pitch, for second base, and he gets through to Glover Johnson on the right.
Center fielder, number 4, Andre Owens.
Start the second, fourth game out of 21 to be played at Hart Park to this point of the season. As Morris deals out of the stretch. Swings against the left-hander. Here's the pitch. Change up there. Last week's sweep to St. John Bosco yesterday. The Eagles over Tyler Hunter. This pitch comes in. This one on the inside. Their 17th win. Here comes the pitch. Fastball up and away. Count. Here comes the pitch. Another change up swing and a miss.
Batting third, the catcher, number 1, Warren Gravely IV.
Gravely stands into the batter's box. Ended up with a couple of hits in yesterday's game. Here comes the pitch. Stands runners at first and second here with 1 out. Downhead straight up in the air. Hands extended out from the shoulders as the changeup misses low. Swings in. Here's the pitch. That fastball's in there for a ball, second. Here comes the pitch. Fastball ends up low on the right field line. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Down towards inside of the infield. Here comes the 2-2. Adjustments as runners get their leads. Here's the payoff pitch. Inside. Holland hits it the ball forward. He'll head down to first.
Designated hitter, number 22, Tyler George.
Even stance at the plate. Here comes the first pitch. 1 out, which is Andre Owens, who struck out earlier in the inning. Here's a chopper up the middle, picked up by Weinstein over to first. They get the out there. Run does score as they try to back pitch a runner at third. It's sliding in safely as Green.
Left fielder,
It's 1-0 here
number
at the top
3,
of the first inning.
Luke Blanchard.
We'll bring up Luke Blanchard with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. Force out of the stretch. First pitch. Change up for a foul strike here this evening. Here comes the 0-1. This one, a breaking ball lifted into center field. Friedberg's got a beat on it. And he will make the catch.
Leading off for your Lancers, left fielder, number 23, Ricardo Hurtado.
Long white pants and red caps with the gold bill here tonight. Here comes the first pitch from Darnell. Fastball is in there for over the last 2+ weeks. This pitch is right-handed. Here comes the 0-2. This one chops fast. He stays a rocking stance as he leans in with the upper body. Here comes the pitch. This one ground ball up the middle. He's going to get through. How about that? 10-game hit streak here for Hurtado. He leads things off with a single up the middle.
Batting second for your Lancers, catcher number 22, Brady Urieta.
Ball up. Happens again here tonight. Darnell looks over at first and finds the lead. He's approaching 100 hits for his high school career. He waits. Darnell looks at first and fires to the plate. This one gets away from Gravely and heads over to the backstop. Hurtado is not going to slow down. He's going to head over to third. Here comes the throw. It beat him out there. He was tagged out. A little too aggressive was Hurtado. Good throw there by Gravely. Got there. That throw was strong over to third, and it was on the money. Here comes the 3-0. That one is on the outside. Second baseman Wolfmeyer is going to go pretty much directly behind the second baseman. He's on the outside edge. Mel has his sign. The lefty kicks and deals. Swing and this fastball on the outside edge.
Batting third for your Lancers, shortstop number 27, C.J. Weinstein.
Batting average went up to 386 before the start of the game tonight. Here's the pitch. And this one off the hands, floated down the left field line, and that'll land foul. That goes to 0-1. It's his way of kind of finalizing it, moving on to the next one. This one will help his game in terms of being able to just flush it and move on if you don't have to. Back in February, here comes the 1-2 from Darnell. Inside edge, off strike three, and it's a unconventional 1-2-3.
7 for Santa Margarita, second baseman, number 23, Warren Wolfmeyer.
Robbie Mayer and Dylan Bright due up in this inning as well as this pitch comes in here from Morris. This one lifted into center field. Freeberg has to go a bit to his right towards left side.
First baseman, number 10, Robbie Mayer the fourth.
Mayer didn't play in yesterday's game. He's playing first base here today. This is the 1-0 for Morris. The slider is swung on the host. Can't go 17 average when he gets on base. Almost at the top. Mayer awaits. Here comes the 1-2. Slider is a cold strike three, even though it was dropped by Murrieta. He throws it down to first.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 15,
By the way, the other two
Dylan
games in the
Bright.
Trinity try to keep pace here with Orange Lutheran in the standings. This first pitch comes in on Bright. Partly the Braves will stay at least one loss ahead of the Lancers after today's. Here comes the 1-1. That one just a bit low. 2-1 is on its way. Fastball was lifted into left center. Freeberg will have to track it down. He's not going to get there. Right. Comes himself over.
right fielder,
The other one belongs to
number 11, Chase Marlowe.
1-for-1 so far tonight. The batting average. This comes in. Let me go into second. Throw by Murrieta. Not in time. They say that he stayed, just barely got back to the bag before. Here comes the pitch. Good block. Morris looks back in second. Here's the 2-0. Low as well. Gets the lead over there. Here comes the 3-0. And that's not taken upstairs. Marlowe takes the ball forward.
Center fielder, number 4, Andre Owens.
3 games against St. John Bosco last week. So far, his team is obliging. Here's the pitch. Inside. Throw down to second, and that one bounced in front of the base runner going back to the center line towards left center. Here comes the pitch. This one popped up. Morris looks back in second. Here comes the 1-1. Changeup. No chase there. 2 outs here at the top of the second. A 2-1 count on Andre Owens. There's a first and second. Morris out of the second. Kick and deal. 2-1. Fastball's in there. And the fire to the plate. Here comes the payoff. This one bouncer right back to Morris. Hits it with the glove and catches it with the bare hand. Bounces it over the foot.
Lead off and batting fourth for your Lancers, first baseman, number 8, Jordan Kurz.
Strikeouts in Murrieta and Weinstein to end the inning. Here comes the first pitch on Kurz. Fastball reached 3 times out of 4 plate appearances. And this one hits the dirt. Kander awaits the 1-1. Here it is. Just fouled straight back. Ready to go. Here comes the 1-2. This one ground ball towards short. Picked up there on a backhand by Bright. Throw across the diamond. He's in time.
Batting fifth for your Lancers, right fielder, number 25, Eric Student.
Ready to go. Here's the first pitch. Sliders in. Ready's for the 0-1 here from Darnell. Now a bit upstairs. Hurtado, who picked up his 23rd back in the first. Threw the chopper on the third ball. Ready with the 1-2. Here it comes. That one's outside. 23rd season. The 2-2 is on its way. This one a chopper over towards the left side. Darnell's got it. He will throw over to first.
Batting sixth for your Lancers, center fielder, number 4, Hamilton Friedberg.
Keep this inning alive for Marcus Grease, who now stands on deck. His first pitch is in there, putting with the bat. Here comes the 0-1. Here comes the 0-2. This one popped up foul off the white fixture above. Star Spangled Banner just to the right of dead center. This pitch comes up. Oh, misses out. Going a bit towards left center. Here comes the pitch. Another curveball. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses. Snell exhales. Here's the payoff pitch. This one is fouled on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And this one ground ball towards short. Picked up there by Bright. Gathers, throws over to first. Top of the third inning.
Pitcher, number 1,
1-0 score.
Warren Gravely the 4th.
Down by Tyler George. Scored Chase Marlowe from third. Here comes the first pitch. Gravely today with that 2-hit performance in game 1. Hits him on the arm.
Third baseman, number 13, Cooper Holland.
Morse kicks and deals. Changeup, outside edge. Short lead for Gravely. Here's the pitch. Falls upstairs. Here comes the pitch. Now rolling inside. 2 balls and 1 strike over at first. Here comes the 2-1. That one slider inside. Marietta. Narrow stance at the plate. There goes the runner. He bluffs. Party gets a line drive up the middle. Weinstein. It gets through the glove and into center field. And stopping at second is Gravely.
Designated hitter,
Now with 2 on and nobody.
Number 22,
Opportunity here for
Tyler
George. 2 in scoring position. Looks back at second. Direct the throw to the second base batter. Moving in the win column. Often swung down the left field line. In the air. Out of play. Just chasing it down there was Hurtado, but he runs out of room. All of those games in league. Here comes the 0-1. Now hits the dirt. Good. Morse looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. This one's swung on and missed the changeup. Ball, 2 strikes. Morse looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. Here comes the 1-2. Tried to speed him up with a fastball. This one grounded foul on the first base. Trying to put him away here. He's fouled off 2 two-strike pitches. Here's the next one. Changeups up and away. Morse looks back at second and fires the 2-2. This one's on a changeup.
left fielder, number 3, Luke Blanchard.
Opportunity against Cooper Sides early in yesterday. Was out of the inning without any. So far tonight. Here comes the 1-0. Shows bunt and gets it down, but foul down the third baseline. Fell in that one to Jay Sarah again and walk off. Get the lead runner there, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Morse ready to deal the 2-1 here on the left-hander Blanchard. Here's the pitch. Team's dugout. As the 2-2 is on its way. And gets the ball in the dirt. Marietta picks it up, clears the lane. We'll throw down first.
Leading off in batting 7th for your Lancers, designated hitter, number 2, Marcus Reese.
Runs on 1 hit. As Grease stands into the batter's box, here's the first pitch. Fastball to Harvard signee. Gets set, here's the pitch. And this is out in open stance. Bends the knees a bit as well as this fastball is up and 1 runs in the first 2 innings. As this pitch comes in, this one is put up one in the bottom half until the bottom of the 6th. This pitch hits the outside edge. He now has his son. Here comes the 3-2. low and inside. Reese will take the ball.
Batting 8 for your Lancers. Third baseman, number 3, Kevin Hoddle.
3-1. He will show bunt here, Will Hoddle, as this one is got foul off the screen. Showing bunt is Hoddle. Fires to the plate. Here's the pitch. He's on a ground ball to second. Picked up there by Wolfmeyer to second for one. 4-6-3 double play.
Batting 9th for your Lancers. Second baseman, number 6, Trevor Deep.
7th inning. Stand in looking to keep this inning alive. This fastball hits just Darnell kicks and deals. Here's the pitch. Drive down to Jay Sarah for 3 games during that week in the Boris Classic. Here's a hard hit line drive. One hop through the infield up the middle into the left center field. Has a 2-out base hit here for the Lancers.
Now batting for your Lancers, left fielder number 23, Ricardo Hurtado.
His streak to 10 games. Darnell looks over at first. Here's the pitch. Darnell looks over at first. Here's the pitch. His curveball is his spot in the order. Here's the 1-1. Curveball's outside. Here comes the pitch. Fastball's in there for a called strike. Darnell looks over at first. Here's the 2-2. There goes deep. This one a line drive out to right, but that's going to hang up long. Chase Marlowe, who remains
second baseman, number 23, Warren Wolfmeyer.
We're not sure exactly what is going on with the senior backstop at the moment. They just pitch in from the left side. Here comes the 0-1 from Morris. Fastball swung off the Tennessee side. Morris ready to go. Here's the pitch.
First baseman, number 10, Robbie Mayer, the 4th.
California cut baseball before. His first pitch comes in. Mayer takes the first and 20 here. Here comes the 0-1. And the fastball a bit overthrown. Morris now has 5 strikeouts on the night. Here's the pitch. And foul straight back. Here comes the 1-2.
Shortstop,
I think it's 6
number
strikeouts
15,
for the senior
Dylan
right-hander.
Bright.
7 appearances on the hill this year. First pitch on Dylan Bright. 1-0 is on its way. This one in the center field. Greenberg will camp under.
Now batting for your Lancers, number 18, Sal Gonzalez.
For the Lancers, C.J. Weinstein and Jordan Kurz due up in this inning as well. Ready to go with the 1-0. This one up in the left. Hander kicks and deals. This fastball is off the inside. Darnell, the left-hander. Here's the pitch. That one's low and inside. Darnell kicks and deals. Fastball's in there for a second base back from our vantage point. Here's the 3-2.
Now batting for your Lancers, shortstop, number 27, C.J. Weinstein.
Here comes the first pitch. Ball hits the outside edge. Still at a .513 on base percentage this season. Here comes the pitch to Weinstein. This one up the middle. That's a line base hit. He's up to 6, and he will head to second as slipping while trying to pick it up with the
Stepping to the plate for your Lancers, first baseman, number 8, Jordan Kurz.
Here tonight, Jordan Kurz stands at the plate. Here comes the pitch. And this one up the middle. It's picked up there by the second baseman, Wolfmeyer. Throws over to first. Let's go, it works!
Now batting for your Lancers, right fielder, number 25, Eric Dudet.
High chopper that handed to Hamilton Cooper on deck. All trying to end it here. Here's the pitch. It's down. Eagles maintain a 1-0 lead. The 1-1. Launches a breaking ball. Trying to get in there with the score tied. Here's the 1-2. He balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And this one is straight foul to the right. It's been a bit up and down since then. Here's the pitch. And this one a ground ball towards the left side. Picked up there by Holland. He throws over to first, and that one gets away from the first baseman into foul territory. Ujunic's going to turn and head to second. And we will get him standing up. That pitch from Holland on the run was just a little.
Now batting for your Lancers, center fielder, number 4, Hamilton Reaper.
That steps in here against Darnell. He looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. That curveball's outside. Ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Fastball is at the knees here in this plate appearance. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. We'll fire to the plate. Outside. Goes looking to pull the ball. Quick throw over there to second. Here comes the pitch. And this one straight foul to the right. Now we'll get it second. Fires to the plate. Swing, and there's a curveball. Hits the dirt. Gravely picks it up. Clears the lane. Throws over to first. And we get a goal.
Right fielder, number 11, Chase Marlowe.
Series as the Eagles will gone 4 innings of work and has allowed 1 run on 2 hits so far. First pitch, a curveball in the game. Sal Gonzalez has taken over for and behind the plate. As this guy's starting off of the 3rd inning. This pitch comes in. Upstairs, now goes George. And scored Chase Marlowe. Here comes the 3-1. This one off the waist. Here comes the pitch from Morse.
Center fielder, number 4, Andre Owens.
Morse the right with the left-hander at the plate. First pitch on its way. Raise bunt, pulls it back, takes a change-up in against St. John Bosco. But again, 3 of those runs are scored late. This one looked it in the right center. Coming in for it is Zadunik, and he's making the winning catch for out number 2.
Number 1, Warren Gravely, the 4th.
On base in 6, or pardon me, 5 going into the 7th inning. Against Jay Serra last week, it was 2-0 Jay Serra. This one a line drive caught there by Curry. That's how we win.
Number 8, Nick Gilpoli. Leading off for your Lancers, designated hitter, number 2, Marcus Reese.
They'll try to keep it that way here with the Eagles in the field. Fixing off to Dwight to Mayer as this pitch is fouled off the catcher's mask for Gravely to get some time to recover after that. Including a 5-run start as well up in Santa Clara. This pitch is slider here tonight. Foley kicks and deals. It's a good slider there. It's in there for a called strike.
Now batting for your Lancers, 3rd baseman, number 3, Devin Huddle.
I'm talking with the trainer right now, making sure that he's okay. So he will stay in the ball game. In 0 for 1. The ground into double play. Here comes the first pitch. And that fastball on the shoulder as he awaits for Foley to fire to the plate. Hard hit ground ball down the line at 3rd. Back pick there by Cooper Holland. And he throws a
Now batting for your Lancers, 2nd baseman, number 6, Trevor Heath.
The 3rd inning. First pitch from Foley is on its way. It bounces into Gray. Order looms on deck. Right-hander away, shows bunt, pulls it back and takes one on come from behind performances this season. That's the pitch. Foley ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Another chopper foul down the 3rd baseline. Another breaking ball there. Batting average. And that was on March 18th after that game against Damien. This pitch misses. Here comes the 2-2.
Third baseman, number 13, Cooper Holland.
It's 1-1 for the Lancers. They tied it up in the bottom of the 4th. We've remained tied since then. The right-hander kicks and deals here against Holland. Ball in there for, I believe, the 7th time in 8 appearances this season. So here comes the 2-1. That fastball was hit hard. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss on a changeup that went below the zone.
Designated hitter,
Down goes
number 22, Tyler George.
TJ Weinstein trying to stay warm. by doing some jumping jacks over at short. George will stand back in. Here comes the 0-1. Third ball misses for had reached base twice in his first 2 plate appearances. This pitch is a bit for Santa Margarita, and this pitch comes in. But he's in there. Here comes the pitch. Misses a bit in. This is where binoculars would be a good investment. This one, a line drive over to third, picked up on a short hop by Hoddle, throws over to first,
Left fielder.
able to field it cleanly and
Number 3,
over to first well in advance.
Blanchard.
Crossing the bat. 2 up, 2 down. Now there's a probably Brady Murrieta picking up the ball and throwing him out over at first. Here's the pitch. Good curveball. This one a bouncer foul down the first baseline. As the senior right-hander on the mound kicks and deals the 0-1. Fastball's on the outside. No 2 count here on the number 6 batter. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss. This one dropped by Gonzalez. He clears the lane, throws over to first.
Stepping to the plate for your Lancers, left fielder, number 23, Ricardo Hurtado.
If anybody reaches Jordan, Kurz would be due up for it. First pitch, ground ball up through the hole. Has 2 hits on the night.
Stepping to the plate for your Lancers, catcher number 18, Sal Gonzalez.
Try to at least get set. Here it is. Here comes the pitch. Low and away. Sliding back into first without a throw. Took him out as a precautionary measure as this pitch comes in and misses outside. Again, probably could have stayed in the ballgame, but they just decided to take it out. There's a bunt towards in front of the
Stepping to the plate for your Lancers, shortstop number 27, CJ Weinstein.
At least have a chat here with Mr. Foley, the infield, and his catcher Warren Gravely. Got a runner at second with 1 out in a 1-1 ball game.
Stepping to the plate for your Lancers, first baseman number 8, Jordan Kurz.
Batting cleanup over the last 3 games. Here comes the pitch. Curveball. The pitch comes in. And that one is straight foul down the right field. So looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. And this one shot foul down the third base line. Back in the batter's box. Now remains 0-2. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to short. Picked up there by the shortstop over to second.
Marcus Grease.
Between Washington and Santa Margarita, around 1 reaches Chase Marlowe at the top of the order.
Number 23, Warren Wolfmeyer.
2 2/3 innings of rookie here against Wolfmeyer first. Wolfmeyer 0 for 2. This fastball is in there trying to lead things off by getting on base here for the Eagles. This curveball slips out of it. Again, 185 pounds going to TC. Starting lineup here tonight. Here comes the 1-2. Swing.
Now batting for Santa Margarita, number 7,
Strikeouts.
Zach Stein.
On base percentage. Stands straight up in the box on the right side. And he mixes in a breaking ball with Jay Serra for a couple of years. Now he's here on Cleveland for his second. Here comes the 1-1. Starting up with the 2-1. Zach Stein looks at a 2-2 offering. This guy goes outside. That bad handle.
Shortstop, number 15, Dylan Bright.
Reach ready to go. Here's the pitch. And the ball is upstairs. Here comes the 1-0. That swing. Here comes the pitch. Fastball outside it. The Foley is still the man for the Eagle. Bends the knees just a little bit as he awaits. Here's the pitch. This one misses inside.
Right fielder, number 11, Chase Marlowe.
First pitch of the game. Got under the glove of Trevor Deacon into right field. Here comes the 1-0. And this one a check swing. It gets back behind the backstop and moving up to second goes Dylan Bright. Again, if it's a foul ball, then the runner has to go back to first. Then they will keep the runner over at second. on Chase Marlowe. Here's the pitch. And that's slider. Misses two outs. A runner at second and a 2-1 count. This is a bit low. Balls one strike. Here comes the pitch. This is outside. Marlowe will take it to ball four.
Center fielder
With a little bit of a
number 4,
tilt and shrug.
Andre Owens.
Small ball filling right at second. Now Chase Marlowe over at first. Squeeze. The right-hander looks back at second briefly and fires to the plate. This fastball's on the outside and down a ball to the right center gap. As this pitch looking for a base hit. Here comes the 0-2. This one a ground ball towards first. That is fair. Picked up there by Kurtz. He will take it to the bag himself.
Leading off for your Lancers, right fielder, number 25, Eric Dudick.
This slate is just base runners. Can you get base runners and can you move them around? Here comes the 0-1. The slider. This is low. Ready for the 1-1 here from Gaffoli. 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses low. Day game against St. John Bosco. Here comes the 1-1. It's on its way. This one into the deep center field. Going back for it is Andre Owens. He will have room and he will make the catch.
Now batting for your Lancers, center fielder, number 4, Hamilton Friedberg.
He will face off against Gaffoli. Here's the first pitch. Fastball. Here it comes. This one out to left field. That one will hang up long enough.
This change for your Lancers, now batting, number 26, Sam Principi.
Right-hander employs an open stance. He's 6 feet 3 inches tall. First pitch of breaking ball in the off-season and the fall and winter schedule. Here's the pitch. Here comes the pitch. Fastball is in there for a call. Streets would likely go out for his second inning of work. Here's the pitch. This one popped up, fouling out of place. Plays football. The 2-2 comes in. They want a fastball. He gets ready for the 2-2 offering once again. Here it comes. And that fastball is strike 3 at the
Number 1, Warren Gravely, the 4th.
Morris baseball. Santa Margarita trying to get back into a top 3 spot. There's a shot down the right field line. Zadunik.
Third baseman, number 13, Cooper Holland.
Santa Margarita, they are a few things out of the third fielder Holland. Here comes the 0-1. This is down to nice score. Here comes the 1-1. This is a loss would put them at an overall losing record in the league play, which took another victory here today. This one a ground ball over towards second, picked up by Deacon over the first.
Designated hitter, number 22, Tyler George.
With the bases loaded. Here comes the first pitch from Grease, and this one is fought off the hands of Santa Margarita. Here comes the pitch, and this one rolling inside. Tyler George. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball out to Lutheran. Here comes the pitch. Outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Defense shifted to the right. Here's the pitch. And this one popped up left side, going into foul territory. Hunter tracking it down, and he will miss that one. Balls in foul territory. Revolves 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch is just off the outside edge for a cold strike 3. And Grease is out of the area.
This change for your Lancers, now batting, number 11, Angel Gonzalez.
Inning, Angel Gonzalez will step in and pinch hit for Gavin Hobble to lead things off as the first pitch is swung on and missed. Even stands from the left side as well. Here comes the 0-1. Another swing and a miss. Coming in here from him here in the 8th against Olu. Bounces away from him. Foley readies the 1-2. Here it comes. This is low and inside. Foley trying to retire him here. Here's the 2-2. And this one a ground ball. Straight for a base hit. Gonzalez retired. So lead off the bottom of the 8th inning.
Stepping to the plate for your Lancers, second baseman, number 6, Trevor
Hit, by the way, the 5th of the ball game for Olu as as Deep does show bunt. Here comes the pitch. He pulls it back and tries to swing. Jumps it back once again. As the pitch comes in, this time he keeps it. This one bunted over towards the first base side. Foley will take it. His play is over at first.
Left fielder number 23, Ricardo Hurtado.
Kim Hurtado to the dugout for Santa Margarita. Gave the signal. And Hurtado will head down to first.
This change for your answers. Now batting. Number 15, Andrew Calazari.
Have a chance here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-1 tie here between Orange Lutheran and Santa Margarita. In the dugout now, it's his turn. As Foley kicks and deals. That fastball is outside. Here comes the pitch. Ball taken outside as well. 2 of them so far tonight. Here's the 2-0. Foley looks at second. Here's the pitch. And he comes in there for a tall strike. His Fox bends the knees a little bit. Here comes the 3-1. Foley looks back at second and gets 2 strikes with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Pitcher warming up. Foley looks at second. Here's the pitch.
Shortstop, number 27, TJ Weinstein.
Foley has his sign. Here comes the pitch. Gravely heads out to have a chat here with Nick Foley on the hill. Here comes the 1-0. Not too happy to see that. You may see a pitching change here mid at bat.
This change for Santa Margarita. Now pitching, number 9, Griffin Dome.
Make a change here on the mound. Griffin Dome will deal the 2-0. And this
Now remember, Lancer fans, on Friday, your Lancers travel to Santa Margarita for the final game of their 3-game series.